If I could say anything to Jessica Boyle, it would be move on. He doesn't want you. He's never gonna want you because you annoyed him. You're annoying. You wanna know what men want? At the end of the day, when you strip away all the other needs, the sexual, physical, survival, you wanna know what lies at the core of a man's being and heart and desire? Peace.
You will subscribe to Delululand.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uhari and this place is Delululand, the place where I talk about delusional people, things, entities, sometimes myself, because we all a little delulu. And today I'm going to be talking about like an actually delusional person by the name of Jessica Boyle, aka Naked and Laughing. I was emphasizing her name because Josh Sanders, aka King Cobra, does it to piss her off.
I'm telling you right now, for your own sanity and safety, like, don't fucking date Jessica Boyle.
So, King Cobra, this is one of those things where this is just not for normal people. If you are a normal person, don't watch this video because I'm going to be discussing very not normal things. King Cobra exists within the universe of LOLcows. These people suffer through life and then they broadcast their lives and their dysfunction, and people make it so that they never have to get jobs so that they can continue to feed off of the drama of their lives. There are certain kind of lolcows who get that. You have your Foodie Beauty, your Amberlin, and your King Cobra. These are people who basically are not really for the job market, no marketable skills. They would not make it outside of YouTube, but because their dysfunction is so entertaining, people continuously ply them with money so that they can maintain these very dysfunctional yet entertaining lifestyles. Is it a good thing to participate in this kind of content? One might argue no, and I am okay with that because it is interesting and entertaining. And I like my stories. I like my shows. So I've been trying to get my boyfriend into the Girlverse. The Girlverse is basically just two really morbidly obese women, Chantal and Amberlyn, Foodie Booty and Amberlyn Reed. And I started getting into King Cobra because I'm subscribed to the reaction channel Willow Davis. And I know him through the Amberverse way back when he started his channel. And he started reacting to King Cobra. And I had gotten bored of Amberlyn and her Foodie Beauty. And then I watched a video, and this was round about the time when his relationship with Jessica Boyle, aka Naked and Laughing, started.
I'm just we're not even underwears. Am I too heavy for you?
A few moments later.
Just slams things shut.
That's what I walked into. That's what hooked me. If you are familiar with the Chantal verse, all these verses, it's interesting, so fuck it. The Chantal verse, if you're familiar with it, what is currently, or rather the relationship when it was like, when I walked in, it was like Crackhead Olympics. Okay, see, now you don't watch Foodie Beauty and you're like, what the fuck is Crackhead Olympics? Okay, round about 2020, 2021, 2022, the YouTuber by the name of Foodie Beauty started a relationship with a man who introduced her to a lot of illicit substances, and their relationship, because of that, was very entertaining and tumultuous and dysfunctional and just downright unpredictable, because this isn't like reality TV show where the drama is synthesized. This is real life. And it is very dysfunctional and it is very entertaining. So during Crackhead Olympics, the whole draw was this very dysfunctional relationship because you could never tell what was going to happen. And they would be fighting each other and they would say the most ridiculous things and do the most ridiculous things. And you would just be living your normal life. And then at the end of the day, come and sit down and watch these people and go, wow, I'm glad I'm not them. It's bad. But at least it ain't that bad. So anyway, I was trying to get my boyfriend into the choral verse. It didn't stick. So the other night, I'm like to him, can I show you something? I'd already had the intention to make this video, so I had made the clips that I'm gonna play. So I showed them to him. And he was so intrigued that I was like, awesome. Let's watch a couple of documentaries about him. I watched one from Kiwi Tapes. Love his channel. I watched one from him and then a couple of food hacks. And by the end of it, my boyfriend was hooked. He was like, you introduced me to the weird side of the internet. I had no idea that people lived like that. And I said to him, but baby, don't you feel just a little bit better about yourself? It's a really low bar. And it's like, it would be pathetic to hold them to a standard. Like, at least I'm not that person in the sense that we're competing with them. But just sometimes it's therapeutic, as in it feels like an emotional release to see something that's just vastly more difficult than yours. It kind of makes you appreciate the situation that you're in. And justifications aside. King Cobra was what I was looking for, because let's face it, Amberlynn Reed and Chantal are on their way out. These women do not care about their health, and the minute the inevitable happens, it's just going to be this huge gap in what I watch. So I needed new people, and wow, King Cobra just fell right into my lap. Thanks to Willow Davis. Because I'd seen him before on other channels like Cinnamon Toast, Ken, him and Buff covered him and his food hacks, which is like gross. But this Naked and Laughing woman, Jessica Boyle, introduced actual Crackhead Olympics drama. Because what you have here is two alcoholics who keep trying to rank themselves against each other to be like, you're the bigger alcoholic. No, you're the bigger alcoholic. There is no degree of comparison. They both drink every day. They both get drunk. They both dependent on alcohol. What difference does it make? The other is always saying the other needs mental health. And it's like, they both need mental health. They're both living with untreated personality disorders. And they both think they're too good for the other. So they're really not. They're really not. They're kind of equal. It's really funny because they both kind of like self-awareness. But okay, let's get into this relationship. Woo! King Cobra is, at this point, before he gets into this relationship, famously celibate for 6 years, right? He's gone through this dry spell, as he called it. Naked and Laughing Jessica Boyle came across him somehow, and she was like to her audience, how much would you pay me if I were to break his dry spell? She was very exploitative from the get-go of this relationship. She sought him out with ulterior motives. She wanted his clout. She wanted access to his audience, and I believe she saw how his audience financially supports him, and she was like, well, I want a piece of that. I believe that Jessica looked at King Cobra and said, well, he's desperate, which, like, yeah. But she misunderstood his desperation, or at the very least, I believe she completely misunderstood Josh as a person. Because had she understood him as a person, she would have known that she didn't really stand a chance with him in terms of having a long-term relationship. But again, desperation puts us into situations. So, being that, like I told you, King Cobra's audience, they fund his life, they fund his addictions, and they also fund narratives like, okay, we got this new character for the show, this would be very interesting, so what if the producers fly her out from wherever she's living to Casper, Wyoming, so that she can then have sex with Josh and we can just watch this unfold. That's essentially what happened. And bada bing, bada bam, there she was in Cobra's arms before us all. And Cobra just had this look of pure sexual satisfaction. He had them pipes clean by. He was looking like dun, 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 dun. If you're South African, you get it. He was sky high. Oh, so good, so smug. So smug. My trolls are jealous because I got laid.
Loading with the rage from my YouTube trolls and the excitement from my fucking fans. I'm just, they're not even underwears.
Ooh, they're so jealous. And Jessica was right where she wanted to be. There they were streaming. Ooh, during this time, people were just super chatting, just bam money, bam money, bam money. They was getting food on food on food. They had alcohol to the max. She was loving it. See, Jessica is now 40. She lives at home with her parents and she's unemployed. And so to her, Josh is a come up. Like, he had his own apartment that he was renting. You know, he has his own alcohol and money. And that's it. That's what she wanted. She wanted out of her life. She wanted out of her parents' house. Joshua, King Cobra, was her meal ticket. He, to her, was the equivalent of a sugar daddy. So, yeah, Jessica had concrete intentions for what she wanted from Josh. Josh also had concrete intentions of what he wanted from Jessica. Sex. And he got it. Then there was a problem. They had sex and Jessica was still there. He got what he wanted, but now he had to contend against what she wanted, which was to be Queen Cobra. She was going by Queen Cobra. Ooh, yeah, brand change. She was just sinking it in. The attention that she got from his audience. She started siphoning it for herself. She was getting what she wanted. She was trying to infiltrate her way into Josh's life, to feed upon his infamy. And so she did. There was a huge, huge problem. And it's the reason why they were never going to be able to be together. Jessica's a fucking psycho. Jessica is a nightmare. Jessica is a plague. Jessica is a punishment. Jessica is what happens when God is mad at the world. Take that. Get that. Jessica is terrible. She's loud. She's obnoxious. She's annoying. She's selfish and self-centered. She is manipulative. So manipulative. She is just generally a miserable person. What do you say to somebody who, when you say they're beautiful, they're like, stop lying to me. People have been lying to me my whole life. What do you say to a person who pretends to want to communicate, but then is always shutting you down and wants to speak over you? Ooh. She's annoying. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. It doesn't matter how much sex you can provide him with. He's very sensitive to being annoyed. He has oppositional defiance disorder. He doesn't want to be anywhere. He wants to leave. He likes his space because he can control it. You came in, you had way too many variables, and she got him kicked out of his apartment because of her screaming and her throwing things, damaging property.
Fucking ugliest. Fuck you.
And even after doing all of this, she has the goal to say that Josh lost out. On what? A demon? On what? The Babadook? The Conjuring? What did he lose out on? A financial burden? See, here's Jessica's huge big problem. In one of the videos, in the clip I'm going to show, one of the things she says is that, I know what men want. You really don't. And it's why you can't keep one. You're never really going to be in a stable relationship. That's not me, that's science. Maybe that's mean. You would think it's mean. Go watch her. Go watch her and you tell me if there's redemption there. Go tell me if anybody can help her. You tell me, okay? Yeah. Kiwi Takes, great channel. He has a couple documentaries. Go. Naked and Laughing, go. Jessica Boyle, go. You go look. Watch everything she does and says, and then you tell me if that's a person who would even be helped by therapy. What she could use is mood stabilizers as somebody with bipolar type 2. I know that mood stabilizers help me a great deal because Jessica has absolutely no ability to regulate her emotions. It's part of why she drinks so much. I know because I'm a recovering alcoholic. It's 5 years in November. And I needed therapy to help me to learn how to emotionally regulate so that I didn't have to numb myself all the time because it makes you a very dysfunctional person. And it means that every single day you wake up with the problem that you had and you've still done nothing about it, and then you drink yourself, and then every single day you wake up with the problem that you've always had, and it is terrible. Because even though stagnation is you doing nothing, you're still moving further and further and just depreciating and degrading, and you can see that in Jessica's life. Or lack thereof. What I'm trying to say is this. Jessica thinks that because she cooks and she cleans and she is sexually open. Yeah, sexually open to doing like a lot of things. Jessica thinks she knows what men want. She thought she knew what Josh wanted, but she didn't. Josh wanted sex. Josh wanted an archetype of a woman that he's had in his life. Josh wanted to watch a movie and hold hands without having somebody interrupt him. He wants simple things. Jessica would clean everything and cook for him, and she would expect him. She does things sometimes for people in order to make them indebted to her so that she can come and say, I cook for Josh, I clean for Josh, I bought Josh this and this and this, I did all these things for Josh. And it's like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're not counting what you're doing for them. Doing for others when you are like in love with them, you're supposed to be a unit. So doing for him is doing for yourself, and vice versa. If you're keeping a leisure, that's not love. You're trying to monopolize your actions against him in order to control him to act a certain way. You want to make him grateful, you want to make him dependent, you want him to need you. But the problem with Joshua is that he simply doesn't. He doesn't want a housemate. He's perfectly comfortable with living in his own filth. He doesn't want a sex slave. He's perfectly comfortable jerking it and watching porn and watching cam girls. He's more satisfied with his life as it was. And I think when Jessica left, he got more content. He'd been very depressed, but I think he got more grateful for his life because he was like, Jesus Christ, there's this relief. It's not as bad as it could be. She's his lol cow. Jessica thought she had something to offer Josh, and she really doesn't. Because Josh, I don't believe, actually wanted the kind of relationship that Jessica offers. I think he will get annoyed with anybody, and he wouldn't want anybody in his space for too long. Joshua just wanted to be Joshua. JJ. Jessica just wanted to be there all the time. And she hates silence or peace. She's uncomfortable with it. Now that I've said all of that as kind of like a preamble, I'm gonna show the clip and just show the fundamental misunderstanding of what Jessica believes and what Josh believes, and what Jessica thinks she had to offer and what Josh doesn't care about. And when you see those two things, you realize why the relationship was never going to work in the first place.
I think it's hot for a man to on my face, on my wherever you want. That's his problem. That's his problem. That he can't. Oh, that's self. Why? That's self. Yeah, I know how men are. They want to on your face, on your lips, all over your. I don't care. I like
Just
that.
has to list it every time.
Yeah.
There's no way to
Josh
shorten
acting
it.
like he's above that. Okay. Well, you'll never get another great pair of like these, baby doll. Everywhere. I will take care of you. Like, I'm a nasty. I'm a nasty as you want to be. Josh lost out. He lost out on the maid, housewife, woman, girlfriend, wife, whatever. He lost out. He thinks women are gonna flock to his. No, I wanted you to come on my face, come on my lips, come on my eyes, come on my. All of that. You couldn't do none of it. You couldn't even come on me if your life depended on it. 33. I'm 40. You look older than me because I've got all the things that Josh would need. I literally would take care of Josh for the rest of his life. As long as you buy me food, let me live with you, I will take care of everything else. I would. You give me all the I want. I give you everything you need. I cook, clean for you, everything. I shower you. I bathe you. I would love to get in my right now by two different. Josh could never. Josh was like, "Oh, she's trying to fulfill." You're trying to fulfill my fan. You ain't fulfilling my fantasy. My fantasy is 3 men, not 2. It's 3 men, not 2. Anyways, you could have had the maid you wanted, the chef. You could have had anything you wanted in life, and you failed on that. You failed so hard. Oh, that's self-deprecating. But then you will talk the nasty about women a second later. And Josh to me is beautiful, even if he has no teeth. I kind of wish I would have Aaron. I think Aaron could me way better than Josh. Like, literally, I saw Aaron's print, and they were both.
Aaron could have hit it better.
On my holy. I've never had 2 men on my. I've always wanted. No, I only had Aaron on the left, Josh on the right. And Josh is like, I only said that because you want your No, that's not my fantasy, babe. Baby doll, if you heard me, I said 3, man, you dumb. So, no, my fantasy has never been met, you stupid ass.
She's delusional, she's iconic, and she realizes she had the best thing going for her in her life, and she f***ed that up.
Damn.
And she gonna try to like wordplay and reverse it. But everyone can see she's just talking about herself. Sitting there getting drunk in a parking lot, talking all this about me. And the only reason she wants to fuck Aaron is because she thinks it'll get to me when it doesn't. You need to get the over me. You had a chance with Cobra and you blew it sky high, dude. And there are plenty of chicks that want Cobra. There are plenty of women who choose to be trad wives and that kind of thing. I would never ask a woman to do that, especially if it made her feel uncomfortable. Why when Jessica mistook my flirting as, okay, I want to go a bit further and just flat out pull out her titties. And I'm like, okay, just because I'm copping the feel because we're dating, it doesn't give you the right to just drop titties in front of Aaron and then try to be like, oh, Josh is the one trying to, no, that's bull. And then when I told her, I says, well, we're together, we're dating, so why the f do you want someone else to suck on your titties, dude? She's drunk and she just the nastiest. And like, yeah, some men are going to appreciate what Jessica Boyle has to offer, but it's not worth the mental bull that she puts you through to get it. And if that's how Jessica Boyle sees herself, it's just something to come on, you know. It's pretty degrading. Because she's going on stream getting drunk in a Walmart parking lot, bragging like that's something to accomplish. I'm like, you know how many sleazy men out there want a woman to come on them kind of thing? She's not exactly offering what you'd call a diamond in the rough, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of men who want a woman they can just come on and treat like a sex object. And to me, I think that's a bit degrading to women.
If I could say anything to Jessica Boyle, it would be move on. He doesn't want you. He's never gonna want you because you annoyed him. You're annoying. You want to know what men want? At the end of the day, when you strip away all the other needs, the sexual, physical, survival, you want to know what lies at the core of a man's being and heart and desire? Peace. That's all. Peace. When I'm with you, I want to feel peace. When I'm outside in the world, I don't feel peace. I'm always fighting for my position. I'm always having to be this and having to be that. Either I'm too big, either I'm too small. People expect this, people want that. There's all this noise. Sometimes I have to put up an image, a bravado. Sometimes I can't be vulnerable. Sometimes I want to be vulnerable. All I want at the end of the day is peace. And in order to have peace, you have to have other things like respect. You don't respect him, and therefore he doesn't respect you. You speak to him in such an ugly way. When you're mad that they can never be peace. They're surprisingly simple. I know we all want peace at the end of the day, but it's what I've learned from studying men is that you may think they want a sex slave. You may think they want a maid. You may think they want a trad wife. They want this, that, and the rest. No, many men can say they want those things. But the truth is, sometimes we don't know what we want until we experience it. And once men experience peace with a partner, it alters like their brain chemistry and they can kind of feel this anchoring and they'll want to be with you. And so all the other things will feel superfluous. Maybe I wanted a woman who cooks and cleans, but she gives me peace, so we can have a maid. We can order out. I can cook. Because I want to preserve this peace I find. There's no peace in you. You're just really fucking annoying. Like, Jesus. Tap dancing Christ. You are annoying. Okay, guys, I had so much fun with this one. I needed this. This is why I love King Cobra, because it helps me. I had so much fun. I want to thank all my new subscribers, guys. I want to thank all of you. This means so much. I always say YouTube is a privilege. Any social media thing is a privilege because I don't deserve access to as many people as this gives me. So thank you to everybody who is watching this. It means the world to me. Please like or dislike and comment if you care, and stay awesome and amazing. And for the love of God, don't be Jessica Boyle. Never go full Boyle.